Alrighty, gentlemen. Let's do it.
Sir, just what are we facing here?
A relic of the old world. Ready your men, Captain. We will only get one chance. And remember, when you hear the whispers,
Damn.
call for help. Do not attack.
You heard the whispers? What do you think he was on about?
It's Dorman, right?
Yeah?
Then Dorman. Shut your damn mouth. Ugh, why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Is that who I think it is? It's not Kirak?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
No? Okay.
Sullen!
Oh, wow.
A mean cleave, eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword. Captain Oren? Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
Rain!
Oh, shit.
On my back, Rookie. Blade up!
Come on, come on! I'm ready! I'm ready! It's a man!
No, it's not.
Damn.
Run!
This is pretty fucking intense, man. Holy shit.
Captain! Captain!
That's so fucking badass.
What is this? Stop! Humanity isn't ready.
On your feet, lad.
Oh my god.
Sir, the captain,
You'll be fine. Here.
Oh. It's a currency orb.
What is it?
Bro, what is this trailer? Oh my god.
Stop. Mortal. It can still be contained. You don't know what you have on
Your kind no longer control this world. We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built. Bind him!
This is fucking awesome.
Grow, my child. I'll make sure you can eat your fill.
Holy shit. Oh, man. God fucking damn, that is insane.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rod.
Bro. Wow. Oh my god, that is so good. That's an intro? It really is.
Game director on Path of Exile 2. Now, Path of Exile 2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th. But even though it's early access, this isn't just some small taste. The game is huge. In this live stream, we're going to be introducing everything you can expect.
Okay.
So without further ado,
2
let's
weeks.
roll the gameplay trailer.
Bro, they're... Oh my god.
Existence is a thing of beauty, precious,
Oh
but
my god.
impermanent. Life and death are mortal enemies,
Yeah?
and yet bound to one another. The continuation of life must be protected at all costs.
See, bro. Why is it? Let me go back more. This is, Blizzard, this is what you wanted to do in Aztec expansion. This is what we fucking wanted. This is it. Here we go.
Costs.
This passes the vibe check.
Some have said
Look at
my
that.
methods are brutal. To this, I say, there can be no salvation without sacrifice.
This is fucking brutal. I love it, man. Those are the guys from Ultimatum. Ooh, I can make Elden Ring build. Oh. Whoa, hold up. Ooh. Oh, shit. This is coming out in 2 weeks. I can't fucking believe it. Oh my god.
We are faced with the end, and I will do
Dude,
what I
look at the framing of this. Is fucking amazing. Just look at this. Is awesome.
must.
Fucking god. Oh, that was the breach. I want to see it again. Look at the hand. Jesus.
Those who obsess with death, let them soon be acquainted with it.
Hands as wings.
Now, as you just saw, even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big
my
game.
God.
It's actually been 5 years since we announced PoE 2, and over that time we've revealed a lot, but it's been in bits and pieces. It's pretty hard to keep track of it all, so today we're going to do a full
This is
rundown of all the
insane.
content that will be available at the start of early access. Classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the Endgame. This is going to be a big one, so get comfortable.
Oh my god.
For 20 years, Rayclast has been free from any sources of corruption. The Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness it once more. The
Release
dead
date?
are
It's
rising,
in 2 weeks.
monsters are mutating, and madness is spreading. Under the dark influence
Wait,
of
did he literally
corruption,
just
the
cut-
Count doles out sentences
Well, hold up.
is spreading.
And then the head
Under the
rolls.
dark influence of corruption, the Count doles out sentences of death to any who would question him.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is what Diablo 4 should have been. Much more fucking
And this is
brutal.
where you find yourself at the start of PoE 2.
On the beach again.
Explore the dark forests of Ogham. Traverse the barren plains of the Vesteri
Like, I gotta say, look at this. I love this. Just like the visual of this is amazing. It looks good. Yeah, this is so good. Oops, just a second. I had it muted for some reason.
Traverse the barren plains of the Vesteri Desert.
Oh, that's an Act 9.
And delve into the jungle ruins of Exile, an ancient Vaal city. There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants,
That's gonna be
and
me,
of course,
bro.
unique bosses.
You see that shield?
No two areas are the same. It falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the source of all this devastation. On the way, On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters, meet strange characters, forge unlikely bonds, and uncover lost civilizations. But first, you'll need to pick a class.
What do they have?
Now, Early Access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them. The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. Like all classes in PoE 2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos.
That's the one thing they need to make sure they do.
To get new
So you don't
skills,
just
you will
spam
first
one
need to
spell.
find skill gems. Using a skill gem will open the gem
Holy
cunning
shit.
menu, which shows all the active skills available in PoE 2. You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new one. Since this is a level 7 skill gem, even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately be level 7, so there's no harm in trying out something new. The Monk
That
primarily
is so nice. I feel like PoE does itself a huge disservice right now because it locks you into decisions and it makes players feel like they can't take risks and try different things without losing something because of it. This is insane.
uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice, and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3.
Yeah.
Let's try Killing Palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we can use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack.
See, like, this is what I really like about PoE, and it's the thing that I didn't like about the Diablo 4, like the trailer for the game, is that you see how, like, he's explaining how, like, the spells interact with each other? That's why people play this game for 10,000 hours. It's the synergies.
Also has powerful combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating bell. Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it. You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes. The Monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles. There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the options that you have. By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles, obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks.
Bro, like, I'm gonna be real. We're gonna need that 1590 to come out real quick. We're gonna be needing that in 2 weeks. Yeah, I need that. I need an early version of it. Can you imagine? Bro, imagine Ward Loop with this level of graphics. Oh my god.
Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much
Look at that, bro. This is going to be me. This is what I'm going to play right here.
harder, then the warrior is for you. He pounds the ground with big, chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits of small enemies with large amounts of armor.
That's right.
Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time.
Being able to animation cancel out of things like that feels so good.
The skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills. Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire.
Look at this.
Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava. I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage. The warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness.
Look at that damage.
If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In PoE 2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even spells. While holding up your shield, your stun meter will build as you take damage, so be careful. If it reaches 100%, your stance will break and you will be vulnerable.
That's not gonna happen.
Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash. If you see one of these coming, make sure to dodge out of the way. Using a shield also...
Bro, they need to have a unique that makes you able to block unblockables. That's what I want to see it. I need to see that.
It gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge towards enemies and stun them. While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front.
It's gonna be just like Radon.
The warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun nearby enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the earthquake. But you can also get Ancestral Warrior Totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire. This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into. I can take a slam like Sunder.
Oh, they're adding this back. Look. Give me a second. So you guys can see it. Ancestral, so you can put these things in the totem. Yeah, sorry, I like moved out of the way. Yeah, okay.
I can take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my Ancestral Warrior Totem. Now when I summon him, he'll sit there and slam the monsters from a distance. There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out. But by endgame, you're going to be dropping hammers from the sky, leaping fearlessly into combat, and separating the very earth you stand on.
So all I would need to do is figure out how to make an AoE totem, and then have the AoE totem have a recovery of stamina on hit, and then I could just put the totem down, and then put my shield up, and then go AFK. Bro, like I'm ready to theory craft the fucking shit out of this game, bro. Like I am so excited. Theoretically, yeah, I'm so excited. This is gonna be nuts. Dual wield shields, or a minion build, easy. Oh, I want to see that. That's the other thing I want to play. I want to play the wall, and I want to play a minion build.
Attacks. The ranger is primarily about.
Bro, like this is what the fucking ultra list should look like in StarCraft. Yes, or like, was it Mutalisks or Hydralisks? Yeah, this looks so cool.
Bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In PoE 2, you can shoot while moving.
Look at that.
Combined with all the skills the ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat. Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks. Lightning attacks bounce around between targets. You can also stick lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the
I'm gonna be real, guys. Like, I'm actually so excited. I'm so fucking excited to play this. Like, oh my god. When does it come out? It comes out December 6th. You just can't hide it. I know, like, this is insane. And the best thing is, like, they're gonna keep cooking, right? Because, like, when this game comes out, it's not like it's over. It's not like, you know, like Elden Ring or like Black Myth Wukong. Like, they're gonna keep making more stuff for it. The last I played the Settlers of Calgar, it was so good. Oh my god.
Bounces, or electrocute enemies to take them out of combat. Ice attacks allow you to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison, not only can you slowly damage your enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants. With 21 bow skills and all the
compare that to the fucking Spirit Walker. It's not even close.
mobility and combo tools the Ranger has, you can take advantage of every situation. By endgame, you'll be creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes.
Guys, I think I'm gonna need to get partnered for this game. I think I will, because like I only have like a 6K bitrate. This game needs like an 8K minimum, 10K bitrate. Like, I actually have to get partnered for this game.
You might have noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different. In PoE 2, you have one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot.
Keep it simple.
Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full. But that's not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types. Having trouble with getting frozen? Equip a thawing charm. When it's fully charged,
they're effectively the attributes from the flasks. Or like instilling orbs almost.
it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters. You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt. The Mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power,
yeah, they
and
showed
mobility.
this one before.
All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter. For the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns,
I feel like I'm gonna play this like
sniper
Remnant,
rifles,
you know?
assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too.
Oh my god.
It's very fast to switch between ammo types, so long as you already have them loaded, which makes the Mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating effect.
And you have like an ammo clip. So watch this down here. You see 16. Watch him take it down.
Which makes the Mercenary able to combo abilities
So it went all the way up. Then he has to reload. It goes to 16 again.
together for devastating effect. Use Glacial Bolt to create walls of ice to separate enemies, then switch to Fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage. If I come across an armored enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage. If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas.
Guys, this game is going to be free. It's gonna be a free game.
These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position
my
carefully
God.
before moving in.
What? Yes.
There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the battlefield with grenades and pepper your enemies with your automatic shotgun. If you're looking to take a backseat and let your minions do the work, then the Witch should
Early
be your
access
choice.
is $25.
She can call forth hordes of undead monsters to
Wow.
fight for her, while casting powerful
It was
chaos
100
spells
for
that debilitate
D4.
her enemies. Occult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic. Before we talk about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit.
Okay.
This is a Spirit gem,
Oh.
which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills.
Yeah.
All classes
This
have
is
a
like the
variety of these skills which
replacement
can
for
add some
mana
very
reservation.
interesting effects, like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you,
Ooh.
or Raging
I use
Spirits,
that.
which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at that. That looks so much fucking better. Look at this. This is the new summon Raging Spirits? Holy shit.
For the Witch, though, we'll want to be using our Spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time.
Whoa, I was AFK.
When they die, so you don't have to worry about permanent minions. For the Witch, though, we'll want to be using our Spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die,
So
you
they're like the fucking golems if you have the mastery.
don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time.
Oh my
Here,
god.
I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap, but weak. Useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want
let me move down so you guys can see this. Look.
warriors are cheap, but weak. Useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army. So I'm going to
I wonder if they're going to still let you reserve life instead of spirit.
summon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills.
Oh, I wonder.
You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect. If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter.
Allies in your presence deal 29% damage +1 to all minion skills. Dude, this is going to be the longest 2 weeks of my life.
This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends.
Oh my god.
And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions.
See, yeah,
But what can a witch do
I used
while
to
her
love
army
to
is
do.
at work?
I like doing that in Diablo 4.
Well, she has a
even.
range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you know, you could curse them to make them
Bro, that is so clean. Watch this again. Watch the bones.
spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them.
Jesus Christ, that is good.
Or, you know, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down. There are 25 active occult skills. By the endgame, you'll be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming
look at him. He just got the boys in here.
25 active occult skills.
It's like they're in a
By
raid.
the endgame, you'll be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path.
And look, he has like these scorpions, like suicide scorpions.
The sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves
You
a
don't play
flurry of
D4 anymore?
elemental magic
No.
from afar.
No.
The elemental skills have everything you might expect and more. Fireballs,
No wonder Rod was making tweets. No, this isn't an ARPG. It's just like Diablo. Like, yeah, sure, Rod. For sure, man. Yeah. Getting mad.
icy explosions, lightning storms, you get the idea. Each spell is unique and has many different ways to build and combo with others, even between different elements. For example, Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that
Look at that. Look at that shit. And it even shows, look at the individual. I know I'm like pausing and making this take way longer. I'm not sorry at all. Watch this. Each individual little lightning thing either gets empowered or doesn't. See how that one moved away and it didn't get empowered. Holy shit. Oh my god. It's always been the case? Yeah, but it looks really good.
also empowers all projectiles that pass through it. If you place a wall and fire lightning
like
sparks
Spark.
through it, they'll gain extra fire damage. It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills.
Yeah.
Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and
Diablo
another with
does
bonuses
this
to
really
lightning
well.
skills can really power up a combo like this.
Like with Barbarian,
The
they do.
sorceress can also take advantage of powerful trigger gems. For example, you could grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you
Cast
ignite
on
enemies,
Ignite?
a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full,
Oh, that's
a
right.
Firestorm will automatically be cast at the enemy that was ignited. There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes.
Oh my god.
Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of early access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes with just as many skills and options as these.
Oh no.
There's a lot more to come. There's one more important
They
thing
didn't
to
even show
mention
the
about
druid,
skills.
yeah.
Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes. For example, a poison ranger might want to try out using occult curses to increase her
Yeah.
poison damage. Or a monk might want to trigger elemental ice walls to use with his glacial cascade combo. The possibilities for cross-class combos are practically unlimited. We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we
That's
have
so fucking clean. With the bell. Look at the bell.
guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible yet. So let's talk about support gems.
Oh boy.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between. For example, this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add...
I hope that one thing they do is that they make the support gems that look really cool, really good. Because I feel like sometimes like you get incentivized to like play one way that's kind of boring because you're just stacking the same thing over and over. I really hope that they can get ahead of that. Let it cook, yeah.
multiple projectiles to any skill. Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like
one
this.
Grenade.
But if we had
Boom.
multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them.
What?
Once you have the gem,
What?
you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character.
See this?
If you want to have
This
a
is
multi-shot
insane.
sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high-velocity round skill. Generally
I wonder if you can shotgun, because PoE had shotgunning for a while, then they got rid of it. And like now only a handful of things can shotgun.
speaking, if it sounds like a support gem
You
should
can.
work with a skill, then it will
Just keep
work.
watching. Shut
So
up.
it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports
One
can
of each support. Oh, wow.
be used best with each skill for maximum damage. Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill.
Oh my god.
There are hundreds of support gems to choose from. And
This is insane. How is this possible?
even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact. Each skill can have
believe
up to
them.
5 supports socketed into it. And if you're clever, you can come up with some pretty interesting ideas. Now all of this is just scratching the surface. You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode,
Oh
make
my
skills
God.
repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of builds, let's talk about one of the most iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge. There are over 1,500 nodes on there.
Oh
Now,
my
a lot of
God.
people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first.
Yeah.
But try not to be scared. There are
By
a
the
lot
way, if this is anything like PoE 1, there's like 3 of these.
of options, but at its core, it's
They
pretty simple.
all interact with each other.
Each level, you get 1 point to put into the tree.
Yeah.
Each class starts at a different
And then
location,
there's
but they
5
all
that are a
share
bit
the same
smaller.
tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way.
Huh.
But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold.
This is one of the main things, bro. Like, I'm so glad they've listened to this feedback. I am so fucking happy. I do want to say, guys, that here's a really big component. One of the reasons why PoE has such a strong community is because it does have things that effectively gatekeep other players. And so it doesn't have a casual player base because they get gate kept out. I think that with PoE 2, because they're making a lot of changes that add quality of life, you're going to see a lot of new players come into the game, and they might not respect or understand why some systems and some functions in the game are like this. Let's try to be as positive as we can be, and not, like, make fun of them or whatever, but, like, try to educate them and have them enjoy the game. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm going to make a guild in PoE 2 day 1. Like, I already bought out, like, because a lot of the microtransactions carry over. And so if they do carry over, like, I bought out max slots for my guild, and you guys are going to be able to join that. Break their will live. No. I think, like, teach them how to play and everything. Like, Monster Hunter? Yeah, for sure. Because there
Now,
are going to
the
be a
tree
lot
is
of new
generally
people coming
divided
into the
up
game.
into clusters
Huge
which have
amount.
similar themes. In each cluster, you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased
Yeah.
damage, but the real power comes from notables.
The big ones.
Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt.
That's fucking insane.
And here's one that gives grenades a chance to blow up a second time. This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree.
So you could theoretically get a boss against a wall and then have pierce with your projectiles and then have it to where they reflect off of, and you can double shotgun them?
To get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways.
Holy
attribute
shit.
nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor.
Easy.
In addition to notables, you will also find
ones.
even larger passives called keystones.
Oh, I remember
Keystones
this
have
one.
both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-hand weapons in a single hand. But
Yeah. Oh man, the Titans did not vanish from this world. Their might lives on. Yeah. Yeah.
doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a two-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
Oh, like Crusader. Oh my god.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen.
Wow.
Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree. For the Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization. Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks
You guys
following.
watch this. Watch the gameplay.
Or you could switch between one hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block.
You guys ready for it? We're gonna have some real stupid ass shit.
Boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace. Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage.
So I can power the
If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too.
Oh, so I think they're kind of taking this a little bit from Last Epoch. Oh, this is so much better because, like, yeah, remember, like, you'd have to do the command console, what is it, like, slash, like, skill points or attributes or something? Oh, this is insane.
On the map, you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find. Some of them have permanent character boosts, and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find.
This is the one they showed
For example,
in the first demo.
if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit.
So I feel like this is almost going to fulfill, I mean, not exactly, but it's going to be kind of close to like how you have like the divine vessels. Maybe that's kind of how they're looking at approaching it.
The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful.
But you just
and
get
every
all of them.
class will
Yeah,
find a use for them.
kind of.
So make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act. Now, we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression.
Items? I knew it.
That's why we're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique. One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the campaign is upgrade the items you find, and you can do that with currency items. An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic item with one.
Let me do this real quick. Oh, that looks so much fucking better. They need to send me a new shirt. Because I have a shirt with the old KS orb on it. I need a new shirt. Since they updated it. Yeah, they gotta send me a new one.
One mod. You can then apply an Orb of Augmentation to add a second mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a third mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods.
I hope that they continue to make Exalted Orbs more more common, because I think that they're really fun to use. Like, I really like the meta of Exalted Orbs and, like, Annulment Orbs because they're Gamba. They did.
One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1, so that you can use them throughout your campaign playthrough. We want you to find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently. As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor. If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs.
Oh. That's
Another
Regal
important
Orbs are
area of
always
crafting
really rare.
items in PoE 2 is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item. If I insert this glacial rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance. This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage.
That's really interesting. So they're doing that instead of, like, the Eater of Worlds and, like, Searing Exarch, like, implicits? Oh, wow.
If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for,
Rune
you can
Words.
take
I
them to
never
the
played
salvage
Diablo
bench in
2.
town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items. Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and one-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold
I
can
love
be
the
used
idea of, like, the rolling caravan thing. Like, visually, this is so cool.
to buy items from vendors, and we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful. Every time you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky. Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of this system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required. The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee. Now, all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable. We never bind anything to your character, except gold.
You hear that, by the way? They don't bind anything to your character except gold. This is a free fucking game. And so, like, next time I hear some bullshit about how Diablo, oh, you can't trade Uber Uniques, people might fucking, like, sell them for real money. Who cares? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just let people trade items. This is a free game.
Now, most gear in Path of Exile 2 is randomly generated, but there's another type that isn't. Uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build. They're not just better
gain up to 40% increased movement speed when hit until hit again. Oh wow.
Rare items. They can do much stranger
really
things that can fundamentally change your character.
No, that's
Corpse
good for
Wave
leveling.
will
What
make
do you
any
mean?
corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison.
Ooh, that's like, fuck, what was it called? That was the Abyss boots that fucking destroy corpses.
The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes. And of course, some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed.
Yeah.
Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential
insane.
use at endgame,
Insane
even
item.
if you find them early on. And as you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match.
Bro, I want to see the remake of Calm's Heart and Calm's Roots. I want to see the full Calm set, and oh my god, that and the brass dome, and then I want to see, oh my god, the axes, like the really big, like the fire axes and shit like that. You know what? You know what sword? I want to see Starforge, the old Shaper sword.
Last character progression system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension trials, tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of Early Access, only 2 per class will be available. Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character.
That's so fucking badass.
As a sorceress, you could become a Stormweaver, a master of the elements. Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell. With Strike twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage, and going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock.
By the way, a lot of you guys might be worried about like power creep in this game. I want you to understand that inside of the campaign, this is just the campaign in PoE 1, you kill gods. That's like welcome to the game. And then you go intergalactic. And it's like, you know, the devourer of worlds. It's like, bro, like some straight up fucking Marvel level power scaling.
Shock build from any skill. Alternatively, you could become a Chronomancer and command time itself. She literally has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze. Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was.
Like
or with
in WoW.
Time Snap, she can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power. Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems.
Wow.
With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks. Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out.
Wait, so you just run around and spam the
Titan
same button?
class is all about hitting big.
Okay.
With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With Crushing Impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With Surprising Strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage. As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert markswoman who can take down foes with style. With Endless Munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile. With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack. But be careful, she loses them when getting hit. With Eagle Eyes, she will never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy.
That's crazy.
Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage. A bleeding concoction will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock your enemies, allowing you to do extra damage.
Jesus.
Contagious Contamination allows her to spread poisons between her foes, while Overwhelming Toxicity doubles the number of stacks they can be infected by.
Oh my god.
Running Assault allows her to move much more quickly while firing, while Relentless Pursuit makes her totally immune to being slowed by enemies. The Witch can ascend into...
I love how those mobs were electrocuted. Like, watch the mobs that actually have the debuff on them.
So totally immune to being slowed by enemies.
That looks so fucking cool, man. Holy shit, that looks cool.
The Witch can ascend into the Infernalist or the Blood Mage. As an Infernalist, she can summon a loyal Hellhound companion.
Oh, a dog?
The Hellhound sets enemies on fire, as well as taking a percentage of the damage if the Infernalist gets hit.
Okay.
With Pyromantic Pact, you can turn your mana into Infernal Flame. As you cast more spells, the flame builds up, and if it overflows, you'll take damage. Using Bringer of Flame, you'll want to make sure you keep the flames topped up. While your Infernal Flame is above 30%, all damage from you and your minions will ignite enemies.
Wow.
She can also transform into a literal demon.
What?
While in demon
What?
form, she takes an increasing amount of damage, but her cast speed and damage increase rapidly as well. So if you're planning on transforming into a demon, make sure you stack a lot of life recovery. She can also become a blood mage.
I hope they have a like something like that that's the gameplay of, like, I remember Archon Wizard back in original D3. That was my favorite fucking build.
Master of life and energy. All blood mages must pay the price of making skills cost life as well as mana, but in exchange, every monster they kill will drop life remnants, which allow them to quickly gain back that life. With Crimson Power, she can gain large amounts of extra life, and with Vitality Siphon, she can use her spells to leech life back as well.
Oh.
Once you've got a significant amount of life, you can use Gore Spike to make your critical hits deal incredible amounts of damage. A monk who is in tune with the elements might become an Invoker. With Elemental Expression, the Invoker will create waves of elemental power each time he does a critical strike. With Faith as a choice, you gain the ability to meditate, allowing you to double your energy shield.
That's really
Choose
good.
between I am the Blizzard or I am the Thunder to specialize in cold or lightning. And I Shall Rage will allow you to turn into an unbound avatar.
They have to add I am the storm. They have to add it. I'm sorry, it has to happen. Please fucking do it.
Each time you apply a status ailment to an enemy, you gain Unbound Fury. When you have enough, transform into an avatar to deal way more damage and inflict even more elemental ailments.
An avatar?
Some monks choose to reach into the darkness instead.
Oh.
The Acolyte of Chayula can exchange their mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both
That's the
absorb
bad guy.
and deal damage. The Shroud of Darkness will protect you from all damage incoming, but if you take Grasp of the Void, it will deal extra chaos damage from all the darkness you have. Their Dark Pact offers greatly increased resistances to chaos damage and can allow their mana
How
leech
is it that this beta has more depth to it than Diablo 4 does after the expansion? Like, this is fucking insane. And this is only half of the classes that are even going to come out. How does this happen? Holy shit.
not only happen instantly, but apply to their energy shield as well. Another node you can take is Waking Dream, which allows you to see into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see
By the way, here's like a little W that like you might not really notice.
Which allows you to see...
That's a really good fucking visual. You guys can't see it. Look at that visual. So clean, so easy to see, evident, fucking perfect.
Into the domain of the Breach Demons. There you will see the Flames of Chayula that can be taken to gain life, mana, and damage. The Mercenary has a job to do, but which...
Bro, that's some Van Helsing shit. Look at this. This is so fucking cool. Oh my god.
Which job suits you? You might choose to become a Witch Hunter. Obsessive Rituals will give you a sorcery ward, allowing you to defend yourself against elemental hits in exchange for less defense against attacks. With Zealous Inquisition, your enemies have a 10% chance to explode on death. The chance is doubled against demons and undead.
10% chance to do 100% of their health? I thought they nerfed the exploding chest because 5% was too much. What? Oh my god.
With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is
Giga
great
clear
for hunting
speed?
powerful
I know.
bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your
Ooh.
abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh.
Act 3.
Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you...
What? Go back? Wait, what did I miss?
Great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane, you can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly.
More? Decimate.
The chances doubled against demons and undead. With Judge, Jury, and Executioner, your initial hit against enemies can deal up to 30% of their life and damage, if you're lucky. This is great for hunting powerful bosses. And with Witchbane...
It's just like a reverse culling strike. I mean, that's really good, but... Yeah, that's not crazy, like...
You can break your enemy's concentration, preventing them from casting spells as often as they would usually do. You could also choose to become a Gemling Legionnaire, enhancing your abilities by embedding gems directly in your flesh. Integrated Efficiency will give you extra skill slots. Thermatological Infusion gives you extra maximum resistances as you sock up more and more support gems. Adaptive Capability allows you to...
I love how they... this is probably my favorite one because of the implications in the lore. Because, like, I'm a fucking nerd, and I've gone through and I've read all of the little books and all of the little lore items of, like, Malachi and, like, the Delilah stuff, like, all of it. This is so cool that they're adding this. This is awesome.
Use any color of gem without worrying about attributes, while Crystalline Potential adds extra quality bonus to every gem socketed into your character. So those are the Ascendancy classes for the start of Early Access.
Yeah.
But one thing we haven't talked about yet is how you ascend in the first place. Ascension in Path of Exile 2 requires completion of one of the Great Trials, which you'll find as you progress through the campaign.
Okay.
Each one is associated with one of the major cultures of Rayclast. Located in the Vasteri Plains are the Maraketh, a culture of rich tales and brutal traditions, who must do whatever it takes to survive in the desert.
From Legion.
The highest position in Maraketh culture is a Sekima, and it is not a title given freely. All aspirants must complete the Trial of the Sekimas, a grueling gauntlet that will test their strength, will, cunning, and patience. To enter, a warrior of the Maraketh must prove their worth by trapping the soul of a djinn in a coin, and you are no different.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Once you have earned your coin, it may be placed in the relic altar to begin the trial.
See, like, in my opinion, stuff like that is the good kind of friction. Where it's like, it's kind of, it'll probably be annoying a little bit to do that. But, like, the fantasy of it and, like, the narrative of it, so fucking good. 7 out of... This is going to get a 7 out of 10 on IGN.
In the Trial of the Sekimas, each room has its own challenges to overcome. In this room, each rare monster you kill will send its blood to the chalice in the center of the room. Once the chalice is filled, you will be able to proceed. While fighting monsters in the trial, you will need to be very careful.
I love this spider. Look at this fucking spider, bro.
While fighting monsters in the trial, you will need to be very careful. Each hit will not only hurt you, but will damage your honor. The monsters are well telegraphed, so that you can avoid their attacks, but if you run out of honor, you will fail the trial and need to find another coin in order to try again. It is a good idea to make sure that you are well prepared before challenging the Trial of the Sekimas.
So you can't overgear it.
After each room, you will be rewarded. In this case, you have been given a key that can be used to unlock chests later in the trial. Once you have claimed your reward, you will be shown a map of the rest of the floor and may choose how you wish to proceed. Which challenges would you like to face, and which rewards do you want to claim?
See, I never played Sanctum.
Some rooms are
like
more
Sanctum?
dangerous, afflicting you with debuffs that will persist for the entire trial. For example, entering this room will afflict you with Spiked Shell that will cause all monsters in the rest of the trial to have 50% increased life.
Jesus.
You will want to take care if you choose such a path. There are many different challenges and rewards as you journey through the trial. Deadly traps, waves of monsters, and strange artifacts will test your honor. As you progress, you'll be able to gain boons from the Djinn, which will help you on your journey. For example, the Sekima's cloak will revive you once if you die, giving you a second shot at a run.
So it's like a roguelite almost.
One of the rewards you may find is Sacred Water, an extremely valuable and treasured resource to the Djinn and the Maraketh.
Yeah, okay.
Trading it with the Djinn will allow you to receive many benefits.
Is that the guy from the
You
library?
can recover honor, gain additional boons,
No way, right?
or remove afflictions. At the end of the floor, you'll find a powerful boss which will truly test your limitations. In order to ascend, you will need to defeat him.
I just noticed this. The damage numbers are there. I don't know if you can have them as floating damage numbers too, but you have damage numbers right there. I didn't see it until now.
Having defeated the boss, you've earned the right to ascend. But first, the loot.
Oh.
The keys you have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor.
Look at that.
We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these.
I don't know why I'm having this happen with my my game going like my stream doing this. I really have no idea why. We went back a little bit here. We back? Yeah, it's okay. It's Twitch? No, it's not Twitch. It's me because I'm getting dropped frames. If I'm getting a frame upload from OBS, it's me. I think it's something with this PC. I don't know why it happens. I don't understand it.
The loot. The keys you have found may be used to open the various treasures in the vault at the end of the floor. We only have a single bronze key, so we'll just have to open one of these small chests.
Oh,
if you want to open the better ones, you'll need silver or gold keys. Let's use the Altar of Ascendancy. Your first ascension will allow you to pick your class and grant you 2 points to use in the tree. Now there are more floors and many more rewards that can be found within the Trial of the Sekimus, but we'll save that for the section on the endgame. For now, let's talk about the second ascendancy.
Wait, this isn't even the endgame?
Trial. The Trial of Chaos.
It's like, think about this, compare this to what you get with Diablo 4, and it's like, oh yeah, you want to make your you want to do like your class quest? Okay, well, here's your class quest. Kill 5 skeletons. Oh, you did that? Okay, well, now you're the master of the undead. Good job.
In Path of Exile 2, you can choose whichever trial you like to earn your ascension. Each culture on Rayclast had their own methods to ascend. If the Trial of the Sekimus is not your kind of playstyle, or you're finding it too difficult, you could try another. You can gain all your ascension points from just one, or mix and match them. It's up to you. For early access, we will have 2 trials as options, with a 3rd trial coming later for the full release. While exploring the Vaal jungle, you'll discover the Temple of Chaos. Before the Vaal embraced the science of corruption, their civilization worshipped chaos. This ancient trial was once used by the Vaal to test their high priests.
This is so cool.
A high priest of the Vaal must show willingness to risk everything to gain power.
Is that the trial? Is that
Entry to the trial requires a token from a strange entity known only as the Trial Master.
Yes!
For those in which he sees potential, he shall inscribe an ultimatum. Many have attempted these trials in search of greatness. Most have perished. Will you be able to defy the odds? Before you begin each chamber, the Trial Master will offer you a reward and a choice. Choose one of 3 tribulations to affect you through the rest of the trial.
Like a good shield.
These modifiers might beef up the monsters, curse the player, or add environmental hazards like turrets or trap runes. In this case, we'll be picking shocking turrets.
So this is how... What the fuck?
As you enter the room, the Trial Master will fill it with hazards to test your commitment. In this case, you must destroy all the monsters that fill the room, while dealing with the lightning projectiles from the shocking turrets.
So the monsters can use the elevators too. Look at that monster, it looks amazing.
After each room, you will need to make a choice. Take the rewards you have earned so far, or go double or nothing. Increase your rewards, but take on more risk. Each tribulation you add is minor on its own, but they quickly stack on top of each other and can become overwhelming. There are many types of chambers in the trial. Each will test your resolve in different ways. This one simply requires you survive for a certain amount of time. Another requires you to escort the stone idol through the level as elevators full of monsters descend to attack you. Should you be able to get through the first 3 chambers, you will face your first boss. The order of the bosses is random, and combined with the tribulations...
Look at how cool this is. This is insane. Like, I don't... How did this happen? Escort mission? No, it's these are just trials. Like, you only have to do this like one time.
You have selected, the fight will never feel the same. After defeating the boss, you may claim your rewards. Of course, there are the items, but you also gain the right to ascend. If you already did the Trial of the Sekimers, then you can claim 2 more points to add to your Ascendancy class. Now, it's possible to go much deeper. There are more bosses, rewards, and risks to take, but we'll talk more about that when we get to Endgame. So how about we talk about that now? So far, we've only been showing you footage from the campaign, but some people would argue that the Endgame is where the game truly begins.
Bro, that's just the campaign. Are you kidding me? How? Bro, like, this is so, like, it's... Oh my god. Oh, no.
Something that happens almost every time a new action RPG launches is people saying, there isn't enough in-game content.
Yeah,
well,
true.
we want to make sure that in PoE 2, people don't feel that way.
Okay.
And we actually only changed our development priority for this recently.
Maybe
the first 3 acts of PoE 2 already take around 25 hours to complete if you're a new player. This is already a pretty significant campaign. On the other hand...
Wow, so if they're expecting you to spend 25 hours to get through the campaign, I wonder if they're going to expect you to redo it every season, because I feel like that's such a huge time commitment to redo it all the time. I wonder what they're going to do. It's only for new players. Oh, you're thinking so you're thinking like a good player will get through it really fast. Okay. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
People spend hundreds of hours in endgame each league. We realized that finishing the rest of the campaign for early access was actually a bad idea. Instead of having acts 4 to 6 in early access, we could concentrate on endgame and make that great. For new players, a 25-hour campaign is already a huge game with lots of content.
Yeah.
But for existing action RPG players, what you mostly care about is all the endgame challenges to overcome.
That's right.
So several months ago, we switched the entire development team's focus over to making endgame content. At the start of early access, there'll be 50 bosses and around 400 monster content.
That was pretty close.
At the start of early access, there'll be 50 bosses and around 400 monster types. But the great thing is that the rest of the game is like 80% there. We'll be adding content to roughly...
see, this is the thing, bro. Like, see, how is it that, like, they made kobolds better than Blizzard did? Like, Blizzard's kobolds nowadays, they look like they're, it looks like they want to have sex. They're furries. They are. They're wearing fursuits. They're on DeviantArt. This is what a fucking kobold is supposed to look like.
Content to roughly double the size of the game during early access and into release. Now, in order to make the endgame happen at the same character level as what it would be after we added the rest of the acts, we've added a second difficulty level called Cruel, where you repeat the campaign with all the monsters and bosses leveled up. And of course, new rewards.
They had this, for any of you guys that are like real old players, you remember like this was in Diablo 3, and then also it was in Path of Exile. We originally had like, it was like, what was it, like normal, cruel, hellish, and then like merciless. Yeah, like I'm trying to remember, like, because you had 4 of them, I think you went through, right? A nightmare. It was normal, nightmare, cruel, and merciless, I think, right? It was just 3? Really? Fuck. Okay.
You can kind of think of it as like a new game plus. It's also a lot faster to get through the content the second time as your clear speed increases.
Yeah, sure.
That will take you to around level 65, where the endgame begins. Once we add the remaining 3 acts, we'll be removing cruel difficulty, so you'll progress straight from the end of Act 6 to endgame.
That's smart.
But what is the endgame? To explain that, I'll hand over to Mark. He can tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, one thing that Path of Exile is known for is having a lot of distinct endgame content to choose between.
Yeah. True.
Each endgame mechanic needs to have its own progression system, areas, bosses, rewards, and player power that can only be gained from that content. We are going to be adding a lot more over time, but for Path of Exile 2, we decided to start with 7 distinct systems you can progress through.
Okay.
This is the Atlas, and it serves as the core of the endgame for Path of Exile 2. It's infinite and expands in all
I like this. So, like, the Atlas looks more like an actual Atlas, so it's not as theoretical. Okay.
directions. Now, we are not going to spoil the plot too much here, but corruption from the beast has blighted the land, and your objective is to help fight it. In the center of the Atlas, you will find the Ziggurat, a temple in which the Val research the fundamentals of space and time. Here, we can open portals to nearby locations and begin cleansing corruption and finding resources.
Okay.
In order to power the portal device, we will need waystones. Each waystone has a tier which will determine the level of the monsters that you will face. To go to an area, simply click one that is adjacent to an area that you have already completed. Insert the waystone and click Traverse.
Okay.
Portals will open, allowing you and your party to travel to the area you have selected. All the areas in the endgame feel distinct from the locations in...
That's insane, by the way. Are our portal animations carrying over? Like, if you got one of the really cool portal animations, does that carry? Oh, it does. Oh my god.
the campaign, and we have dialed the randomization up to 11. The monster packs you will face in each map are totally random, and the combination of them can lead to some very interesting combat situations. There are over 400 monster types in early access, and they have a lot of varied and interesting abilities. Depending on which combinations you face, you might find some serious challenges. In order to cleanse the corruption from the area, you will need to defeat all the powerful rare and unique enemies in it. Once you have done that, the area will be marked as completed and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world. If you die...
Like, I love that, how when you killed the boss, all of these like little pots, there's like smoke that comes out of them. And then you have the like skeleton
completed, and you will be able to travel past it to progress deeper into the world.
That's so cool.
If you die, then the map can no longer be run, and you will have to find another way around to get to the areas behind it.
Wow.
There are also all kinds of other random encounters you might run into as you play maps. One such encounter are precursor artifacts. These are ancient, corrupting monuments that irradiate the monsters around them. The monsters that feed off the corruption are drawn to their power. If you defeat the monsters and cleanse the artifact, you will get a powerful temporary buff. Some of the buffs make you faster, others rain lightning or fire around you, and some even give you increased experience or help you find better items.
Wow.
You can also find strong boxes. These enigmatic chests guard piles of treasure.
That looks so fucking... Oh, man. Oh, man. Like, when I see something like this, I think to myself, thank God, I'm finally the target audience. You know, like it's badass.
But are always a trap.
This is great.
Monsters lie in wait to attack you the moment you open it, and the boxes often have mechanisms to unleash powerful spells or dangerous debuffs. There are different types of strong boxes containing different items, and you can even use your currency items to craft them on the fly, so you can optimize the content. But be careful of opening one you can't handle. Sometimes you'll discover monsters frozen in essences, solidified crystalline corruption. These dangerous monsters can be broken free. If you defeat them, the essence they drop can be used to upgrade normal items to magic items with a guaranteed mod from a category. For example,
this really does feel to me, this feels like the next generation of ARPGs. I feel like there's been like games that when they come out, it's like, okay, now we know we're at the next level. I feel like this is the next level.
Could use this one on some boots to ensure a movement speed mod.
Genre-defining games, yeah.
Rarely, essences will also drop that allow you to upgrade magics to rares, adding the guaranteed mod.
Those animations are so much cleaner.
This is incredibly powerful, since it allows you to get a second deterministic mod in your crafting projects.
That's fucking
Combining
insane.
these with the currencies that are commonly found in Rayclast for modifying
what the fuck? Look at those boots. Those boots are insane.
Items, and we can get a very nice pair of boots indeed.
Jesus.
Waystones, like all items, can also be crafted using your currency items. Adding prefix mods will improve the rewards, while suffix mods increase danger. The more dangerous a map is, the more waystones will drop. Adding mods to your waystones is key to progressing to higher tiers and sustaining them, but it will require you to take on larger challenges.
Yeah.
There are a variety of factors you'll have to consider when crafting your waystones. Some maps will have higher density, some lower, some have more magic and rare chests, or monsters, some are more linear, and others more open. Make sure you explore and think about what makes certain maps good if you want to maximize your returns. As you cleanse corruption from higher and higher tiers of the Atlas, you will gain points that you can spend in the Atlas tree. This tree allows you to juice the danger and rewards of all areas in the endgame. You could increase the number.
So they're changing the way the Atlas tree looks. It's not all interconnected. They're like separate constellations. Because if you look at this, right, it's like that's the Breach constellation, but some of these are connected, right? I think that this one is the Strongbox. Like this one's in the game now. Just wait. Okay.
You could increase the number of monsters, the number of rares, the number of precursor artifacts or strongboxes, even the quantity of item drops. As you explore the endgame world map, you'll notice various different biomes, from snow-capped mountains to dense jungle valleys. Most maps are restricted to certain biomes. As you continue to explore deeper into the Atlas, there are all sorts of things to discover. These cities are constructed by different peoples of Rayclast, and have specific items that can be found there. These strange structures marked on the map don't appear to do anything for now. Perhaps you'll work out how to use them later. You might find unique maps like Untainted Paradise, an undisturbed island full of beasts that give an extreme amount of experience.
Yeah.
You may even find a lonely man just enjoying his retirement who will give you a unique item for free. In addition, you can find special areas that would make a good spot to set up camp. Clear these areas of their hostile inhabitants, and you'll be able to claim them as your own hideout. You can decorate your hideout as you see fit, and invite various NPCs to join you there to create your own personal base of operations. A great tool for exploration are towers. These mysterious precursor constructs are dotted around the Atlas. Completing the tower will reveal a large area around it, allowing you to scout out your next challenge. There are
This is just, bro, like, this is just, it's not even, this is, guys, this is a free game. Like, what the fuck? This is fucking insane. And it's not even done. Let's keep going. This is fucking insane.
Lots of things to find, so keep looking. Some sections of your Atlas are influenced by corruption. This adds extra modifiers to the maps in the region,
This is what the Atlas used to do with like Elder and Shaper influence.
Difficulty and rewards. Here, slaying monsters in close proximity to each other will cause the vestiges of corruption within them to merge together, forming powerful and grotesque abominations.
Yeah.
You may have noticed while looking at the Atlas that some of the areas have these icons above them. The icon indicates that the area contains some kind of special encounter. This icon indicates that the area has a powerful boss. Because only 1 in 4 maps contain a map boss, we are able to make them very powerful and very rewarding.
So every map doesn't have a map boss? That's interesting.
Bosses come from the campaign, but have had their difficulty increased with changes to AI and some of their abilities. It's worth noting that because you can see where the bosses are, you can choose to take them on or avoid them. If you do choose to hunt bosses though, then you will be rewarded with special points for the boss hunting section of the Atlas skill tree. The points here will allow you to specialize in boss killing, giving you much greater rewards for defeating them.
That's good.
For each different type of content in the endgame, we are adding specialized trees in order to make it so you don't feel the need to respec your points when you change between different types of content. We will be showing you 7 of...
this was one of the things, like, I felt, I don't know if they still had this, but whenever I was playing last, and, like, playing seriously, I felt like it was always a waste for me to use certain invitations, because I could sell the invitation to somebody who had their Atlas spec'd to like farm Ubers for that invitation, right? And so it made it to where like I didn't do the capstone fights, and I feel like the game, like you want to do the capstone fights, right? Like you should want to remove that. These
by the end of this presentation, so there is still a lot more to come. Bosses are not the only icon you will see on the Atlas. Let's take a look at one of the endgame systems, Breach. If you played PoE 1, you might be familiar with Breach. For PoE 2, we have created sequels to several PoE 1 leagues. While the mechanic is familiar, the monsters, bosses, rewards, and progression are all new. A breach is a tear in the fabric of reality. Opening it will allow you to see the demons and otherworldly monstrosities that lie in wait on this other plane of existence. By engaging with a breach, you'll create a bridge between their world and Rayclast. In order to keep the breach open, you will need to kill the demons that pour forth. The faster you can kill the monsters, the more monsters you will fight, and the more loot you will find. You can also find clasped hands that will open and drop more items if you run over them. These can be a good boost to the rewards of the breach, so keep an eye out. One of the rewards that you may find while fighting monsters from Breach are tablets. Tablets are special items that can be used with precursor towers to add more encounters to the Atlas. Breaches will drop breach tablets. Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to...
Hold up. I want to read that. Breaches in your map contain one additional clasp. Okay. Those are the things that you click on that, like, they open up and they drop loot. 6 maps in range contain breaches.
Clicking on a completed tower will allow you to consume the tablet to add more breaches to areas within range of the tower. This makes all the content in the Atlas self-sustaining. Want to do more breaches? Find the tablets, add them to your towers, get more breaches,
like,
getting more
scarabs,
tablets.
yeah.
Soon your Atlas will be covered in otherworldly domains. In addition, like all items in PoE, you can craft them. Use your currency to add mods to your tablets, allowing you to upgrade all the breaches in range.
Damn.
Tablets can have up to 2 mods. These mods do things like adding extra rare monsters, extra clasped hands, or even monster density of breaches, allowing you to keep them open longer. Often, you will find multiple towers near to each other.
Like, I really hope that... Who was it? Was it Sirius that dropped the one thing that, like, you could put in there? It would make, like, all the monsters, like, really powerful or something like that. I really hope they add one of those as, like, a unique high-level thing that, like, super juices your maps.
With overlapping areas of effect. This can allow you to really juice the mechanic by stacking the mods from multiple tablets.
Ooh.
In your fight to hold the breach demons at
Like
bay,
overlap.
you may want to use the powers of their world against them. Each endgame mechanic always has player power that can only be gained from that mechanic, and Breach is no different. In Breach, you will find catalysts, items that can increase the quality of rings and amulets by improving specific mods. You can also find Breach Rings, a special base type that can have its quality improved by catalysts up to 50%. In this case, you could create a ring with around 170 life. Breach rings can become
so like these rings are kind of functioning like the items from the Lake of Calandra? I don't know, like, because that's like the only time I ever see like that number. No? I don't think so, right?
The strongest rings in the game, giving you some good motivation to face the demon hordes. In addition, each endgame mechanic needs to have a pinnacle endgame encounter. While killing breach monsters, you may find breach splinters. Collect enough of these and you'll be able to create a breach stone. Using a Vaal technology called the Realm Gate, you can use your breach stone to access their domain and bring the fight to them. In this twisted domain, you will find nothing but a single massive breach. Triggering it will reveal hordes of breach inhabitants. And should you be fast enough, you will be able to fight their leader, Zesht. We that are one.
We that dreamed. We in nightmare. We that are one. Fate relies truth. So they his son.
This is just one of the pinnacle encounters of PoE 2. We won't be showing the rest of them, so you will have to discover them for yourself. But rest assured, this is some of the hardest content we have ever made. All of these encounters have specific uniques that can only be found from them. But that's not all. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht...
Somebody brought up a really good point there. Look how good these telegraphs are. This is so much better. This is, I think, one of the main things that people were critical of. Oh, man.
Will give you points to allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree.
Yeah.
Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards.
Hold up, wait.
Will give you points to allocate. We still have the progression system. Defeating Zesht will give you points.
So you have to defeat the capstone bosses for that type of content in order to unlock the Atlas skill tree for that type of content? So you're like leveling up each... Oh, wow.
To allocate into the breach section of the Atlas tree. Allocating these points will make breaches and the breach domain even harder, but will give you more rewards. The small nodes will increase the difficulty of the twisted domain, while the large nodes have more specific bonuses.
Yeah.
For example, this node adds more clasped hands to your breaches, and adds a pack of magic monsters that can guard them. Get some more points and you can allocate Waking Nightmare, which will double the number of splinters you get from clasped hands.
That's a lot.
And inflict you with a mysterious debuff. In order to earn more points, you will need to defeat Zesht at a higher difficulty, and some rewards from Zesht can only be found by increasing the difficulty of the Twisted Domain above certain thresholds. Defeating Zesht at difficulty 4 will be a challenge indeed, but there are many more threats in Rayclast.
Damn.
Ritual altars are sacrificial sites built...
I like Ritual a lot. I think Ritual's awesome.
...by the mysterious King in the Mists.
Yeah.
If you encounter this symbol on the Atlas, then you know that the area contains ritual altars. Ritual altars demand tribute. Every monster you slaughter in the circle will feed the altar. After the sacrifice, touch it to begin the ritual.
Okay.
The monsters you just killed will be resurrected by the King of the Mist's dark magic, and you must fight to survive.
Yeah, you can kill bosses.
The tribute you have offered to the altar can be spent to buy powerful items, but they can be expensive.
Ooh.
To gain more tribute, you will want to find more altars. Each successive ritual you do within an area will spawn the monsters revived by the previous ones, in addition to the ones you sacrifice next to it. By the end of an area, you will be fighting a truly imposing number of foes, but will have a significant amount of tribute to spend. One of the rewards you can buy with tribute are omens. These are special items that allow for metacrafting. Crafting items
While this item is active in your inventory, your next Exalted Orb will add only prefix. Oh, we're going deep. We're going real deep. Oh my god.
affect other crafting items. Have an item with good prefixes but bad suffixes? This omen will help you to remove the mod you don't want, while keeping the ones you do. There are a bunch more of these with different effects, but we will leave them for you to discover. Now don't forget that ritual...
So like, are these omens supposed to be kind of like, in a way, replacing Harvest? I wonder. Kind of, yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I'm really curious about this.
Will also drop tablets, which can be used to specialize into getting more rituals. If you want to get to the pinnacle boss of ritual, then you will probably want to use them. They can also be crafted to grant mods, making your rituals more rewarding. The pinnacle encounter of ritual is the King in the Mists.
Let's see it.
Feared by the Asmeri people, he is said to have brought eternal darkness to the Wildwood. We won't show the encounter, but just like Breach, there are a range of unique items you can get for defeating him, and you will gain points in the ritual section of the Atlas tree. Some maps have been touched by insanity. A mysterious entity has taken a special interest in you. Step through the looking glass and you will find your nightmare.
I hope if they show another one, I hope it's Legion. Legion was one of my fucking favorites.
Is coming to life. When you touch a mirror, the mists of delirium will spread out across the area, infecting your mind. You must stay within the mist to maintain the nightmare, which is as profitable as it is terrifying. Everything you kill will increase the rewards that drop. However, the deeper into the mist you travel, the stronger the monsters are. Be careful not to overstay your welcome. Rare and unique enemies will become vessels for terrifying demons, who will manifest out of them to unleash powerful attacks on you. The mist also offers a strange crafting material, Distilled Emotions. This item will By combining these emotions, you are able to instill your amulet with a notable from the passive skill tree.
Okay, so instead
this
of
is like
blight-
gaining an extra passive point for free, attached to
Wow.
your gear. They are also particularly great because you don't have to traverse the tree to get them, allowing you to get off-class bonuses that would normally be much harder to get.
Yep.
Distilled emotions can also be used to instill your endgame maps, applying Delirious to them and adding additional difficulty and rewards, allowing
Wait, wow. So yeah, the anointments, I guess they're getting... Holy shit.
you to further juice your in-game maps. The tablets you can find from Delirium can be used to further improve it, increase pack size, make the fog dissipate slower, or improve your progress towards the pinnacle encounter of Delirium. Speaking of which, every now and then you will find simulacrum splinters. The mysterious entity will create strange encounters based on warped versions of your own memories. Monsters and simulacrums come in waves that get progressively more difficult. You will receive loot at the end of each wave, and you will have to make the decision to leave now or continue on, facing up against even tougher foes from the mist.
I've never...
The bosses you will
Oh
face
my
as you
God,
get
this
deeper into
fucking
a
guy.
simulacrum are truly terrifying.
You think I have
If you can
Croesus?
complete a simulacrum, you will gain points for the Delirium section of the Atlas
Yeah.
skill tree. Next up, we have Expedition.
I
Okay.
hated Expedition until I got the Atlas passive that just makes it one big grenade, and you just hit it, and it's done.
Occasionally, while clearing corruption, you will encounter these Kalguran settlers. The Kalgurans have discovered ancient burial sites with lost Verisium artifacts, and they want you to help dig them up with explosives. The Kalgurans have marked the locations where the relics can be found. Place explosives as best you can to dig up as many as possible. There is just one problem. Corruption has brought the corpses of their ancestors to life, so you might have to do a little cleanup before you can reclaim the artifacts.
Yeah.
You can also find remnants, the destruction of which will further anger the restless dead. Each one you blow up will make the subsequent monsters more powerful, but also more rewarding. Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin will exchange the artifacts for useful items and runic magic. You can also find tablets to increase the number of expeditions and the rewards.
Yeah, I used to farm
This
the
one
fuck out of
increases
those
the radius
logbooks.
of explosives,
I went so
while this
hard
one
on those.
increases the number of remnants you will find. Eventually, you might discover a logbook. These are special maps full of buried treasure and relics.
I've never done
Essentially
one.
one giant dig site. Here, you can create an extremely long chain of explosives and go through a very high number of remnants. But
what it
be
looks
careful,
like?
many remnants have mods that can really brick your build, so you will probably want to avoid these ones. If you add too many remnants, you could easily make the encounter harder than you can handle. There are all sorts of interesting things buried under the ground in logbooks. You might find dripping caves and hidden pirate caches, but the most powerful encounter is Olroth, the ancient undead commander of the Knights of the Sun. Defeating him will grant you unique rewards, as well as points to spend in the expedition section of the Atlas tree.
Man.
So those are the in-game systems on the Atlas, but we are
Man.
not done yet. The trials we talked about earlier
Oh,
have
shit.
much more content when you get to Endgame 2. Just like the other endgame systems, they also have progression mechanics, unique rewards, and player power that can only be gained from them.
But wait.
As you get higher level coins for the Trial of the Sycamores, you will unlock more floors to explore. Each floor has its own challenging rooms and a floor boss that you will need to kill.
Holy shit. Oh my god.
There are 4 floors in total, leading to another pinnacle boss at the end of the last floor, which can only be accessed at endgame. The Trial of the Sycamores is where you'll find jewels, which you can socket into your tree. These are like passives that you can craft with your currency items. They can be really powerful as they allow you to stack modifiers that may not be easily accessible on the tree normally. This jewel gives lightning damage and shock chance, for example. There are quite a few jewel sockets on the tree, so it's possible to gain a lot of power here.
Okay.
There are also other types of jewels that don't provide any bonuses themselves, but affect other passives surrounding them. This jewel increases the effect of small nodes and radius by 25%.
Yeah, they have this.
With careful placement in the tree, you could get a significant amount of power from it. There are also unique jewels available with very interesting effects, but you will have to find those for yourself. In order to push further into the trial and uncover the secrets of the Maraketh, you will want to take advantage of its progression system, relics. Relics are items that can be
Yeah, this is like Last Epoch has a system that's kind of like this too. I feel like a lot of games do. I really like the Tetris of like putting everything in and like fitting it in the right way. Yeah, I like this a lot. This game is my new hobby. I have to quit my game for this. Quit my job for this game. Yeah, exactly. The end game isn't over yet. Yeah, this is nuts. Is Sanctum? Yeah, see, I never played Sanctum. It's weird. Like I remember I played Calandra, and then Sanctum I think was after Calandra. I'd never played Sanctum.
Placed in the relic altar as you
like
start
every
the trial.
other league
They give special
guy,
bonuses that affect the trial, making it easier and increasing its rewards. Of course, you can craft these with your currency items, making them even stronger. If you can complete the entire trial overcoming all 4 floors, the final boss will reward you with one of many unique relics. These relics will be consumed when used on your next run, but can reward you with unique and powerful items. For example, this is the Last Flame. If you use it, you will have only 1 honor for the entire trial, so you will need to do a completely hitless run. The Trial of Chaos also extends into the endgame. As you gain inscribed ultimatums of higher and higher levels, the number of chambers that you can go through increases. In true Val style, this allows you to take even more risks for even more rewards. Endgame, you can progress through up to 10 chambers with 3 bosses on a single run. Stacking 10 tribulations on top of each other will make this a significant challenge, but it's worth it. The Trial Master
is that a fucking Triceratops?
On top of each other will make this a significant challenge.
Holy shit, it was!
Worth it.
Oh my god!
The Trial Master will tempt you with items of the Val Empire, such as Val Orbs.
Oh.
Val Orbs are powerful crafting items that corrupt your gear with random mysterious outcomes.
Or
Corruption prevents an item from being modified further, so it has to be the last step of your craft. But it's also the most impactful one. For example, if you use one on your body armor, it might add a new powerful enchantment, or it might re-roll up to half of its modifiers. Val Orbs also have the ability to add a socket, allowing you to bypass the normal restriction of how many sockets an item can have. A body armor could get up to 3 sockets.
Oh my god.
This way, allowing for a significant number of mods.
Oh wow.
Val Orbs can even modify uniques. Adding enchantments or sockets to uniques can make them incredibly powerful, but there is a good chance that you will break them as well.
Yep.
The Trial Master will also occasionally offer you soul cores. Originally formed by Chaos, the Val sought to replicate soul cores through human sacrifice rituals and blood magic to power their civilization.
What?
Soul cores are powerful socketable items, with mods that cannot be obtained from regular runes. Like all endgame content, there is of course a pinnacle boss. The final chamber will drop keys to this mysterious door. Some say this is where the Trial Master himself resides. Perhaps you are willing to take the risk to find out.
The Trial Master's Tower. Oh shit. I wonder if they're gonna let you fight at Ziri again. I wonder if they're gonna do that. Ultimatum boss? Yeah.
Had enough yet? Because there is still just one more thing.
Oh my
the
God.
most difficult content in Path of Exile 2. While mapping, you might come across this fortress that has emerged from underground, surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger. Is the maze preventing something from getting in?
Oh, fuck.
Or something getting out? This fortress is of
man.
ancient origin, and its construction has similarities to the towers and tablets that you have been using on your journey through the endgame. It is clear from the entrance that there are 3 keys required to enter. Local factions are vying for access to the fortress in order to seize the power they believe will be inside. Each of the faction's leaders have managed to get their hands on one of the keys, so you will need to defeat them. Each faction is led by an Uber-Act boss. You can see one of them inhabiting the city, but in order to fight him, you will first need to defeat their 2 lieutenants in the adjacent zones.
Jesus.
Be careful. If you fail against either of the lieutenants, or to kill the leader, they will move on, and you will need to find them again. Kill all the Uber bosses and you will gain access to the fortress. We aren't going to spoil it, as we can't wait to see you guys attempt it for the first time.
I am going to watch somebody else do it before I do it. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I want to watch somebody else do it.
Is there a tree you get points in after killing it? Of course there is. This is Path of Exile. There is always another tree.
So these are your challenges for PoE 2.
Jesus.
As you can see, this project is crazy huge.
Do it
Way bigger than
blind?
even we expected when we started out. But how do you gain access? Well, during early access, you'll need a key to get in.
Okay.
To thank our existing PoE supporters who have spent more than $480, we'll be giving you
Who could that possibly be?
guys a key for the PC version for free. Anyone else who wants one can get
Wow. So I'm in for, oh fuck.
one by purchasing one of the new early access supporter packs that have just been released to the store.
Let me see.
If you just want early access to PoE 2, then you can get a key in the $30 early access pack. The pack also comes with $30 of points to spend in the MTX store.
Keep in mind that, so early access, like, yeah, that's good, but you also get points, and you use these points in order to buy, like, stash tabs and shit like this, right? So even dollar for dollar, it's still high value.
With $30 of points to spend in the
Yeah, it comes
MTX
with
store.
shop points, yeah, exactly.
But we also
So,
have
like,
a variety.
basically, it's not like you're just paying for access, you also get things in the store, too. In both games. Yeah, oh, I didn't even know that.
Of other supporter packs filled with exclusive microtransactions, points to spend in the store, and even physical items.
Holy
The
shit.
cosmetics can be used right now in PoE 1 and in Path of Exile 2 when early
Holy
access starts.
shit, look at that.
Most of this footage has been recorded in Path of Exile 1, since that's where you can use them immediately.
Is that a Vol cock?
The Lord of Ogham supporter pack contains a cosmetic armor set befitting of the Count of Ogham himself. There is also a matching back
It's a
attachment,
kiwi.
which has an alternate variant depicting the influence of corruption.
Oh, man.
Also in this pack, you can find a portal formed of the rusted armor of the fallen soldiers in the Red Veil of Ogham, and the offspring of a vicious Crowbell boss found in the hunting grounds. This one doesn't look so vicious though.
That's really cute. I'm gonna be honest. This is so good.
On top of that, you'll receive the Iron Count's Zweihander to apply to your one-handed or two-handed swords. For those who are wanting to decorate your hideouts with fond memories and tales of Path of Exile's history, you will also get a series of hideout statues. This pack contains the statue of Hillock.
Yeah.
For Path of Exile 1's closed beta, each pack contained a true New Zealand icon,
Bro.
the Kiwi.
This is
Following this tradition, all packs in the series
Look at the fucking cloak, man. Oh my god, this is like, yeah, the bird's nice, but look at the cloak. Oh my god.
will also contain a new themed Kiwi pet. The pet will loyally follow you into battle, but run away at the first sign of trouble. Become the ruler of the desert with the King of the Faradin supporter pack.
It's PoE 1.
Show your mastery of traversing the sands of the Vasteri Plains. The body armor will allow you to glide along the ground with ancient sand magic. Now each armor set comes with body armor, boots, gloves, and helmet, but the boots are covered in sand. If you'd prefer to show them off, you can turn the gliding off if you want.
By the way, I'm buying that. That's like actually, I'm just gonna say it's pay to win, bro. Because like then that's one less thing that's on the ground. Like, yeah, I'm buying that for sure. Like straight up.
Back
That's the
attachment
reason.
equips you with two powerful pillars that can control and manipulate lightning.
Yeah.
They will periodically release their energy in a powerful blast while in town, and hover in a circle around you, arcing lightning between them, forming a barrier of energy. Replace the appearance of any bow with the Faradin's Glory skin. Or replace the appearance of a spear with the Tyranny's End spear skin.
Shit, look at that.
This spear skin can be applied to staves and war staves in Path of Exile 1.
Whoa.
If you want to truly show your worth as a king of the Faradin, then you definitely need your trusty, moving, entire city fortress known as the Dreadnought to travel across the Vasteri Plains. In Path of Exile, you can decorate your hideout however you like, and it's no exception here. It comes with a variety of thematic elements to use, or use decorations from elsewhere in the game. Additionally, you will get the Deshret's Blessing level up effect,
Oh my god.
the King of the Faradin Kiwi pet, and last but not least, a statue depicting the Vaal Oversoul from Path of Exile 1. For those who don't know how supporter packs work, each pack comes with all of the cosmetics from the previous tier, so you'll get all the items from the Lord of Ogham supporter pack as well. The Thaumaturge of the Vaal supporter pack features an armor set and back attachment themed around the Vaal and their pursuit of science and progress. You can find the Soul Core weapon effect in this pack, which causes thaumaturgic energy harnessed from sacrifice to spill from your weapon. This pack also contains Doryani's idol.
That helmet
It
is
replaces the
fucking
default
insane.
appearance of any foci to an ancient relic once used by Doryani, and this can be applied to shields in Path of Exile 1.
I love
That's
the
not
helmet.
the only Val weapon you'll find. It also contains the Wand of the Thaumaturge skin, and the Royal Sacrifice Dagger skin. You wouldn't think to put sacrificial gems on a Kiwi, but the Val did. Thaumaturge of the Val supporters will receive the Thaumaturge of the Val Kiwi pet, and the Statue of Dominus. This is also the first pack in the series with a physical item.
Oh man.
When purchasing this pack, you'll receive a Path of Exile 2 logo t-shirt.
Oh.
But if you don't want one, you can opt out and return for additional points to spend in the store.
No, I want it.
Becoming a Warlord of the Karui supporter will grant you an armor set and back attachment, adorned
so
in jade
fucking
carvings
badass.
and iridescent feathers resembling Hawa.
Holy shit.
Enough to even impress the ancestral gods, specifically Tukohama, the Karui god of war. Overkill, you say?
Yeah, that's about right.
I think the Karui people would disagree. Why not drop a gigantic totem on rare enemies you slay to crush them to a pulp? Replace your crafting bench in your hideout with the Ancestral
It's me,
Canoe
not you.
crafting bench, where Ancestral Chief Mata will summon a giant canoe manned by Karui warriors to
What?
aid in your crafting desires.
Oh my.
We must all start somewhere.
You'll also get a pair of weapon skins. Equip Akoya's Felling Axe skin to your one-hand or two-handed axes, or Tukohama's Crusher to your one-handed or two-handed maces.
That's so badass.
A true Karui warlord is always accompanied by their trusty Kiwi. Equipped with armor and harnessing ancestral magic, they make the perfect sidekick.
It's got the little footsteps.
Once one of the most feared beings in Rayclast, Malachi was slain by...
So, like, is a Kiwi, are those, like, real, like, if I went to New Zealand, would I, like, be able to go outside and, like, see, like, would they just, like, be out there? So, like, what do they do? Like, do they, like, if there's, like, a McDonald's there, would they be Kiwis eating the fries in the parking lot? Because like, that's what they do here. They can't fly. I wonder, yeah, because I wonder, like, what would you do? The national bird? Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, but... Because, damn, that's great. Wow.
a powerful exile. May the statue commemorate the virtue of exiles past, present, and of the future.
I always thought Malachi was so cool.
Of course, it's not all about dressing up in game. You'll want to look good in real life too. By becoming a Warlord of the Kurui supporter, you'll also get a Path of Exile 2 hoodie. Our final tier of supporter pack in this series is the Liberator of Rayclast supporter
You got a Naru on your back.
The Liberator of Rayclast armor set and back attachment come made with the finest materials in Rayclast, and shattered glass mosaics suspended in divine power. Set up
Holy
your base of
fuck.
operations in the Beacon of Salvation hideout. Why restrict
Jesus.
yourself to just one island when you can liberate more? The Beacon of Salvation hideout comes equipped with your own collection of small islands and personal operators of boats that you can use to row between them. Just walk to the piers, click a boat to enter, and navigate as you choose. Decorate each island as you see fit to best represent your well-earned hideout.
Oh my god.
Everyone in your hideout can use their own boat. Why not have some races?
Wait,
You can also
move
get
it-
the Window to Twilight portal effect, a beautiful mosaic piece of art that shatters and reveals a gateway to your desired destination as you approach it.
That's the map?
As you walk away, the glass magically reforms back to its original form. Rule in style with the Throne of the Ruler map device. Sure, this map device can create portals to endgame maps, but it also comes with a throne you can sit on to oversee your growing kingdom. Look down on the plebeians running your maps. Being the Liberator, though, is not just about sitting on your throne all day. If you do decide to join the fight yourself, you can leave a High Priest in charge as your second in command. Liberator of Rayclast supporters will also get a set of varied weapon skins. The Light of Divinity Scepter skin, the Deliverance crossbow
They
skin,
have a big two-hander?
the Justice flail skin, and the Redemption shield skin.
Oh, bro, that looks so fucking good. Look at that, it's so clean. Oh my god.
Once again, you'll have an accompanying
No.
Kiwi, and of course a statue depicting one of the most iconic
No.
events in Rayclast's history. the battle between a powerful exile and Kitava, the Insatiable. With the help of two deities, Sin and Innocence, the exile was able to defeat him once and for all.
Yeah, it was a bad
This supporter pack also contains the Path of Exile 2 art book. This 215-page full-color art book includes a huge amount of amazing
Nice. Wow. Yeah, we need to
concept
get
art
that.
and lore produced during the long and exciting journey of Path of Exile 2's development. And finally, Path of Exile has a tradition of letting the community participate in designing game features. For Path of Exile 2, we'll be adding the Twilight Order Foil Reliquary. By becoming a Liberator of Rayclass supporter, once Path of Exile 2 is released, you will be able to select any unique item you have found and be able to drop it from the Reliquary. Once players have submitted their items, keys to the Reliquary will start dropping, and other players will be able to find foil versions of uniques that you have submitted, along with a message for the lucky player.
What the fuck?
The more players submit the same unique, the more chances there will be for the Reliquary to drop them, so choose wisely.
Wow.
Now, almost all of these items are available to use in PoE 1 right now. There are a few exceptions where the item class clearly doesn't exist, such as crossbows or flails. And there are also a few microtransactions on weapon types that are unavailable in PoE 2 at the start of early access. Once classes that use those weapon types are added, those microtransactions will be available to use. If you can't decide which supporter pack to choose yet, you can always start with the early access supporter pack that just includes a key and some points to spend in the store. Then you can upgrade to any of the following tiers at a later date.
Points.
These supporter packs will be available for purchase throughout early access. We'd really like to thank you for your ongoing support. Without you guys, Path of Exile 2 could not have happened. Now, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Stick around, because coming up next, we have a live Q&A with Ziggy D.
Oh my fucking god. Bro, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy the big pack. I don't care. I'm gonna buy it. Like, yeah, we're buying that 100%. $500? Yeah, I'm buying 100%. Like, yeah, it's not even a question. Like, this is fucking insane. The game looks phenomenal, and this is coming out in 2 weeks, no delve. I think what they're doing is they're consolidating functionalities of different... This is what I think they're going to do. There's the video, by the way. It's from the official Path of Exile account. So, okay, let me talk a little bit about it, right? Okay, so I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to consolidate functionalities, but they will probably add, like, for example, Blight, they'll probably add it back in like a separated thing where it's like just a tower defense system and not like, because I think really the problem is that there were so many things that had interplay that it was overwhelming for players, right? And so what they're doing is they're taking like 10 systems in 10 league mechanics and they're making it 10 systems in 3 league mechanics, right? So like, for example, like you could use like the delirium things that you can turn them into orbs and you can also make them into the anointments, right? So I think that's really what they're trying to do. That seems like a good idea. I don't know, but that's why you're doing testing, right? That's the whole point about it. So holy fuck, man. They also want to take, they don't want to not take away too much familiarity. Yeah, and I think that they'll probably add that stuff back in because, and that's the good thing about it, is that now that they're doing this, now people are getting excited for like, oh man, is the next league going to reintroduce X, Y, or Z thing, right? This is fucking insane, man. Like, I'm going to be real. I did not think it went this hard. I didn't expect this at all. Like, some of the stuff that they showed in here was unbelievable.
Okay. Make sure you...
Like, let me see. I can just kind of go through some of this stuff. Like, they're just... I mean, the map, just everything about it. Like, and this is a free game. Like, you're paying for early access, but, like, keep in mind that, like, you're also buying $30 worth of points on the store, too. So if you're going to play the game in any sort of a serious way, you absolutely will need to have like probably like $30, maybe $50 worth of stash tabs. It just makes the game way more convenient and they never go away. Like if you bought a stash tab in 2015, you would still be able to use that stash tab now in PoE 2. So the Atlas map is infinite, by the way. Yeah, I feel like they're making it kind of like Delve. I'm not really sure. They mix Delve with the Atlas, great stuff. Yeah, basically. And I also like the visualization of it, so like people can understand it better rather than just having dots on the map. I think that really, really looks much cleaner. Can I drop an early access key I got from chat? Can only be used on the official site. I don't know. Like, I mean, we could maybe try to get some extra keys to give them out for people on the first day, because I know a lot of people like this game. I actually think this is the next generation of ARPGs. And I feel like after watching this video, this is an hour-long video. After watching this, I can't see how you wouldn't come to that conclusion. Like, this is fucking insane, man. Maybe use Discord, chat will have bots. Yeah, I'll figure something else out about it. Like, this is incredible, man. Especially the boss fights and everything, too. Wow. Like, I don't even understand. Like, check Empyrean game. No, I don't want to look at any more of this stuff because I feel like a lot of people are just going to be kind of like recapping. But I will probably give it a couple of days and then look at everything else. We have giveaway bots on Discord. We can manage it. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Like, we'll see what happens, okay? I can't promise anything right now. Holy shit, man. And yes, time to buy eye-saving microtransactions. Yeah, those things that get rid of your legs. Yeah, that's super useful. The first generations of ARPGs even had trouble existing at all. I'm just like, video wasn't long enough. Yeah, I know. What do you think about the game being too overwhelming for new players? I think that this is a video game. Like, this is an enthusiast video game. It's not meant to be, like, if you're a casual dad, you'll probably get more out of Diablo 4 because it's much simpler and there's not as much complication with it, right? But if you are an enthusiast and you want to play this type of a game to like its highest potential, then you'll definitely get more out of this game. Basically, like, if you want to put 25 hours into a game, you might get more out of Diablo 4, but if you want to put 25,000 hours into a game, you'll get more out of Path of Exile. Right? That's what it comes down to, is like, this is a game that has a lower floor for understanding, but it also has a much higher ceiling. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Elon's ask, is it bad compared to Diablo 2? Well, I don't know. Like, did he really? Like, did he really? Because like, I do hope, I think he should try this game. Like, it's going to take a lot of time, right? That's the other thing. No, he didn't ask that. I just checked, honestly. I wasn't sure. But yeah. Holy fuck, man. If Elon plays this game, it's going to be huge. Yeah, it is. What if I want to put 500 hours? 500 hours will be a PoE. I would say anything over like 200 hours, you'll probably get more out of a PoE season. Because like the thing is that in PoE, basically, like in Diablo, a lot of times, like, the game has, and they did a little bit, like, it's better now, it's better. But like, let's say Diablo has like 4 steps to like crafting and like character progression. This has like 10 or 15. And so, yeah, it's nuts. He did tweet about PoE 2. No way. I'm trying to double check. You said Wajito? Wait a minute. Oh my god. Bro, it might actually happen. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, bro. Like, is PoE super good or medium good? Fuck. They just send him this? Oh shit, I think it's something to say. I think it's something to say about this. Oh my god. Because yes, PoE is super good. It is insane. Oh my god. Big good? Yeah. Holy shit, this is insane. It's too early, don't scare him off. Yeah, sure. Dude's gonna quit Tesla for PoE 2? I don't know about that, but like, that is fucking insane. So yeah, invite him to the guild. Yeah, bro. Like, so we're gonna make a guild in PoE 2 for everybody who wants to play the game, and we can probably like. So if you guys want to join my Discord, like if mods want to spam the Discord and chat, like the Discord or like the Twitter community, like we can have people talk about stuff, and like that way you guys can ask questions and shit. And if you want to understand the game, because I know this is gonna be like this game is gonna have like a insanely fucking huge amount of people playing it, right? It like ridiculous amount of people. And so with that, I think a lot of you guys probably, like I said this before, I think a lot of y'all like probably won't really know everything about the game because of just how complex the game is. So that's where we're going to try to come in and hopefully have a, you know, some community assistance and everything like that. 10 divine per guild invite. No, we'll just invite people, whoever can be in there. The servers will be broken for a week. That's if the servers are broken, then they're broken, right? I mean, it's early access. It's a test, right? I mean, the game's broken. I'll play it when it's not broken. It's the same as I say with every game, right? That's just the way it is. So how many people are going to buy the $500 ultimate starter pack? I feel like you need to be like, guys, you know, if you've got the finances for it, this is your decision, right? But don't be crazy. Spend money on what you think that you should spend money on. You don't need to go wild or do anything like that. Just be smart and, you know, do the right thing with your money. Is a PoE a good game to play with friends? I mean, I've always played solo. Like, I played with a group, like, maybe a couple of times with, like, maybe McConnell or something, like 7 years ago. But for the most part, it's mainly a solo game that has group functionality. Like, I would say so. PoE 2 is going to be great for friends. Yeah. Look at Rod Ferguson's tweet. Is this the Diablo-like thing? Is this that bullshit about that? Let me see if I can find it. Where's Rod Ferguson? There it is. Let me double check. I don't think he didn't. There's no way he made another tweet, right? No, he didn't. And also, like, the thing is that, and Grinding Gear Games would be the first people to say this, right? That they owe so much to Diablo 2, and even a little bit to Diablo 3. You know what? They owe a lot to Diablo 3. Because Diablo 3 being dog shit on release, dude, when the PoE closed beta came out in like 2012, it was like 2011, 2012, every single person in the general chat was talking about how shitty Diablo 3 was. And you know what's so fucking funny is when this game comes out, every single person in the general chat is going to be talking about how shitty Diablo 4 is. History is going to repeat itself 1 for 1. 13 more days. This is crazy. I literally had Chris Wilson DM me during open beta because he thought that we were saying PoE was bad when we were talking about Diablo 4. Yeah, he's a down-to-earth guy. I've talked to him a few times myself, man. And so, yeah, no, I think Diablo is a great game for casual players. It's in a pretty good spot now, I think, for what it's trying to be. So I don't have anything really negative to say about Diablo as like a casual player game. But I think, again, like as an enthusiast, as somebody who really wants to get the most out of their experience, I think PoE is 100% the game to go with, man. I do. I think it is. This is insane. I wonder if the Diablo 4 devs are going to play PoE 2. I think that they will. Like, I mean, unironically, I think they will. And I don't think that in like a, like a bad way. I think that in a good way. Like, I think a lot of the Diablo 4 devs, like at least some of them, I like them. Like, I don't, like, yes, I think Diablo is a vastly inferior game to Path of Exile. I think it is, personally, for like what I'm looking for. However, that being said, I do also think that the Diablo 4 devs, like, they respect PoE. I bet a lot of them probably play PoE. I bet some of them probably play it more than I do. So I don't have any sort of, like, negative things to say about them at all. I just think that, like, in general, their game is made for casuals, and it's too casual. They don't play anything, dude. They play it more than Diablo 4? Probably. PoE is too overwhelming for me. That's why PoE 2 is probably going to be so good for you. Because with PoE 2, you're going to have the opportunity to have a reset and be on... You're really not on the same playing field as everybody else because, like, like I played the game for like I know 10% of PoE and I played the game for 10 years. Okay? Like any person PoE, like there are a lot of games where it's like Elden Ring and the WoW. There's like millions of people that are like, "Oh yeah, I know everything about this game." PoE is the opposite, where everybody thinks they don't know enough about it because of how complex it is. Yeah, it's insane. I'm scared of PoE too, but you have to think that they cut out, it seems like they cut out about 70 or 80% of the systems. Like either, actually it's not true, cut out and or consolidated. So like what you had to learn like that was this big, now it's like this big. So I would say if you don't know if you want to buy it or not, don't buy it. But wait for the day it comes out. Everybody is going to be streaming this game, especially me. And when I stream it, you can watch me, watch Zizrain, watch Wadijo, maybe watch Elon Musk if he plays it, right? Watch anybody play the game and you'll see what it's like. Isn't it free? No. Okay, so it's a little bit complex. The game, the early access, they're asking for $30 to join the early access to like, I guess, raise money. But on release, the game will in fact be free. Yeah, watch Quinn. Yeah, watch Quinn. Darth microtransactions, racks. Like, I mean, there's a million people, right, that are streaming. And when's the release? It's 2 weeks for now. $30 in microtransactions? Yeah, basically. PoE 2 Game of the Year next year. I really think that Grand Theft Auto is just like... The thing is that PoE 2, it's a great game for people who are super hardcore gamers, but it's probably not a great game for average people. So I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to win next year just because of how big it is. That being said, I could easily see PoE 2 being in the running. I could easily see that. Also, Monster Hunter? Yeah. I think PoE 2 is probably going to have more content in it than Monster Hunter. My personal opinion, right? I'm not sure, but that's what I think. But yeah, this is it. I'm so fucking excited. Like wow. I had no idea it was going to be that big. It's nuts. Me too, bro. Yeah. Like this is wow. During the Q&A, they said the characters interact with each other in co-op, so think of it as a crossbow guy spamming poison clouds and a sorceress explode. Are you kidding me? Watch the interview. I might watch it tomorrow. That's fucking insane, dude. Oh my god. Casual group play is unironically a major part why PoE 2 can't exist in PoE 1 due to how PoE 1 works. Yeah, I think that it was when the development team said that they were going to be like they were going to manage both games individually, I was like, okay, finally, because I know there were like some things that they really couldn't change in PoE 1 because of just like how much of a foundation that they had built up. So the fact that they were willing to do that, fucking insane. No spam tolerance? It was only 2 times. I've told people 2 times is fine. More than that is not fine. 2.5 hour Q&A. Holy fuck. That's insane. Empyrean's video? Yeah, we're going to watch Empyrean's video tomorrow. I don't want to watch everything about it today right now. Do you think you're severely underestimating how many new players will be attracted to this? No. I think that this game will probably get a massive influx of people, and I think it will be the highest player point that PoE has ever reached. That being said, I also think that a lot of those new players need help from the people in the community now. Like, for those of us that have played it a long time, let's not gatekeep the game, right? Like, let's not be like, oh, well, you're stupid for not knowing this or whatever. A lot of us have played the game 5-10 years, right? Don't gatekeep the game. Just try to help them understand it. So yeah, that's it. And we're gonna have that in Discord. We'll have that in the Twitter community, and we'll try to do that in the stream too.